Alright, hope everybody's having a good one. Spino, Crazanity, what's going on? Hey yo, just on time, heck yeah. Welcome to Planet Coaster 2 with Cookie Pirate. Tonight we're going to be checking out some coasters, we'll be playing around in Splash Harbor and all that good stuff, and we'll see kind of what we come up with. So, we got the Cureful Enthusiast, what's going on? Welcome. And Dale, what's happening, man? Okay. First thing I'm going to go ahead and start out with. I know we've got some people kind of trickling in. But I'm going to load up a sandbox. Usually like to turn that to about noon. Okay, now I'm gonna have to get... I mean, I've been playing this far more than OpenRCT2, but it's after playing that now I'm gonna have to get a little readjusted to the controls. We need more splashes and harbors in Splash Harbor, yeah. Yeah, well, we're going to end up kind of reworking that park. Let me come in here to installs, and I can find... Let's go to Workshop Creations. We've got Eruption, so that's the new one that Crazanity made. You will need to build a mountain or volcano, but this coaster can be also used in any park. Let's go ahead and add that there. And Spino, if you want to drop your first code, I can go ahead and grab that. Oh, you know what? Now we need to place this in the actual park for the volcano effect. And I'm not going to try to build a custom volcano right now. I don't feel like it. So we'll come into here. Did my code, send, no, it did not. Alright, here's the tricky thing. I actually need to look at the picture. Okay, so the spike... I can't see the... I think the station is back here. I'm not 100% sure. And then it needs to be elevated a little bit. So kind of reverse it this way. The special effects are added with the rod. You can use those for reference. Oh, you know what? Because they're not attached. Are they? Because I'm not seeing them when I move the blueprint around. They should be away from the spike. Yeah, so for example, if we set it up here, and they should kind of be somewhere back here, but I'm not seeing them unless they're set to trigger only, but I'm actually not seeing any of those pieces. And what I can click and do is zoom in there much further back. See, those are both power distributors. Test the ride, see if you can locate them by doing that. Alright, let's see here. Special effect activates when it heads up the spike. Okay. Has my code set? Yeah, I see the first one, Spino. Just give me a couple minutes. Ah! Ooh, that is very, very, very tough to see. Yeah, I gotta zoom way into that level. You know what I think would be helpful? Is if you gave like a placement marker so that you could see them when you're actually trying to place the ride so that you know where to, Oh, are you serious? Don't... Yeah, because this is... Maybe add like a visible block underneath these or something like that. And then you can always just delete that. So we have to really watch for these here as we kind of shift it back. Jurassic Point, how's it going? Okay, see, I'm already having trouble spotting them again. Shoot. I should probably do that. Let me update it and put a block. Yeah, I'm having the toughest time doing this right now. can't even see them now. Okay. Alright, I'm gonna get out of this. Club Coasters, what's going on? Still think you should have Falcon's flight coming out of the volcano? Yeah. Give you 5 minutes. Alright, that's enough time we can check out a few other things. We're getting old. Right, because I can't even see this stuff. Oh well. Alright, let me get these codes here. Oh, so maybe it's on the front page. No, probably not. Nope. Alright. Aero corkscrew. Fully custom support. 70-foot tall clone model, fully unthemed for easy use in the park. Okay. And Jurassic, you can go ahead and drop the code whenever you're ready. Oh, take a look at that. That's a cool little pirate entrance. Are you ready? Love it. That's pretty neat. I have to update my coaster, then I'll send it. Yeah, no rush. Get to it whenever you're ready. Oh, that's it right there. It's all good, Crazanity. I like these lights going up the lift there. Let's go ahead and speed it up. The slow exit out of the station is so aero. Yeah, reminds me of Carolina Cyclone. That actually carries a little more speed, though. Those were sticking up a little bit there. Didn't quite get it level. But you know what? If you use like variable terrain, or maybe this area is not totally flat, so they look a little bit off. Actually, would be really easy to fix that here. Probably shouldn't have it turned up to 100%. I'm gonna bump that down to like about 50. Gives you a little more control over. Oh, this actually looks like it would be good to go over over water or something like that. I'm not totally sure. You'd have to do a little bit of terrain work. Well, that doesn't attach to a concrete post, so you actually... They're not meant to be on different terrain. They just don't have footers. Okay. Well, anyway, without further ado... I absolutely love these corkscrew supports. They look really nice. In the presentation of the ride, look at that lift hill. That's really nice. It looks very Aero-esque. Now, as for the coaster itself, I thought this was fun. It actually feels very realistic for an Aero coaster. It actually reminds me a lot of Carolina Cyclone, with a couple exceptions, because Carolina Cyclone is a bit bigger. You've got the 2 vertical loops. You've got the turn. This turn is less gradual. I think you actually go pretty much right into the double corkscrew, and then it comes back around, and you have a helix there. Not a whole lot different. The overall layout actually is pretty reminiscent of that. And I think your execution of the coaster is quite good. It actually has some very good Aero characteristics, like the slow roll out of the station, that little downhill drop, the unbanked turn to the lift hill. Very, very accurate for an Aero. And then the pre-drop up here, you kind of come around that little curve, and then you go down into the main drop. This is a clone of the Silverwood corkscrew. I wondered. I was trying to think what it may have been based upon. I think this is a really good representation of an Aero. Of an Aero corkscrew. I should pop those on the workshop. I don't custom support anything, but there's people looking for that kind of stuff. Oh, absolutely. If you were to just upload even the lift hill supports, and then, I mean, you could stack them, you'd probably have to do some modification. Not you, but the, but the people who would download this, maybe to use it on a little bit bigger of an Aero looper. My first custom... these are your first custom corkscrews? The corkscrew supports are not mine. Yeah, these look pretty tricky to make. They actually did come out really nice, though. Whoever made those. All the rest of yours look really good, too. The lift hill, and then just the random footers and stuff like that. Alright, I want to get back on this and look at the corkscrews. Don't miss them. There we go. That first one, that little hop there's a little awkward. Very lightly banked, very characteristic of Aero. The first one, for your first custom corkscrew, that's actually really good. The entry into the first one did feel just a little bit, kind of, because you got this little hop, and then you go into it. And the profiling on it, it did feel just a tiny bit off, because it kind of felt like it kind of rocked a couple times. Your second corkscrew, I thought that was like glass smooth. By Aero standards, I'm not saying it's, and I think you did a really good job with them. For those being your first custom corkscrews, this is really good. They're not tough to do. That's not any discredit to you or anything like that. I find the corkscrews one of the easier inversions to make, along with, I think, the 0G rolls or the inline, or not inline, but the Heartline rolls or barrel rolls are actually the easiest. It's also not meant to be smooth. I purposely left it rough. Well, okay. Alright, then that's fine. Yeah, if you're going for the roughness of them, that makes sense. But the rest of the coaster actually felt quite smooth. So I wasn't sure what I would do. What I would do a little bit differently here with your exit out of this turn, I would actually straighten the track out just a little bit more abruptly. Because you have like this really gradual debanking. Is that a word? Where you roll back to level. And I think the arrow, I think those are known a little bit more for their sharper transitions into and out of banking. So, might consider doing that. Just from my perspective of riding arrow loopers like this. It's really drawn out on the Silverwood. Well, okay, that's totally fair. Eruption should have a block where the special effect is now. Awesome. I will update it. We'll go check it out. Light-a-Pole, how's it going? Sharper or janky transitions? Yeah. And if you're mimicking the Silverwood one as much as possible, and it does have that, I'm not aware of that, but it makes sense. Click on the supports to have an idea, to give an idea of how many ports are on the supports. So you've got that there, these crossbars. Looks like almost every single one of these is individual. Lattice support holes, yeah. Yeah. You did keep some of the original supports, which I actually do like. Because I think they actually mix well with the custom. These arches are really cool. I know you said that you didn't make those, but that's really neat though. And I like your usage of them here. Yeah, you did a really good job with this. Very nicely done. I'll check the stats. 3.9. This is not a super intense coaster, so I'm not surprised by that. Even the fear is pretty mild. I feel like this should be a little bit higher, given that I have a feeling that arrows should actually give a boost to the excitement and fear, just by the fact of them being janky arrows. Your stats here, your laterals. I would normally say that those are a little bit high, but given that it's an arrow that might be a little more realistic, they might actually be just a tiny bit still above what you would normally expect. I don't know. No airtime yet. The minimum Gs were 0. Huh! Odd. And about 3.7 for the positive Gs. That actually sounds pretty accurate for something like this. I feel like you'd get a little bit higher in the corkscrews. In fact, we could pinpoint. Yep, coming out of the corkscrews. Yeah, that's what I figured. And then that first drop there. This is a weird bug that I've noticed going on occasionally with the yeah, now those are messed up. All kind of. Oh, there we go. Okay. That's about 1.5 right there. Not really sure where it's heading to, unless it's maybe. Oh, it's right there in the corkscrews. If you don't know how to make perfectly shaped corkscrew for arrows and you want that weird profiling, you can place down the corkscrews and outline them with the custom track. Yeah, that's a good tip. Yeah, thank you for sharing that. What is this here? Oh, it's a moving platform. I wonder what those are for. Something kind of scenery related beneath the original blueprint for these arches here. Well, like, I kind of think of Carolina Cyclone, where the path actually goes directly underneath one of... And actually, that might go through or underneath both, and I think it's just a bit elevated there. I don't remember. I could actually tell you. All I have to do is go find a picture of it somewhere. And I've got plenty of them, since I've been to Carowinds so many times. They're the actual Oh! Oh, man. Put some people on that right there. That's hilarious. And it resets back to default there. That's really neat. Love those little advice comments. Yeah. Yeah, I like that. I'm always learning something. And I've been playing this game for 1.5 years. Can I upload some of my blueprints so you can check them out? Yeah. I don't think I would look at more than... I would say 2 tonight. It's got some other things to look at, then I want to do a couple others. Not like other blueprints, I should say a couple other things. Really nice though. Spino, you did a great job with that. Very nicely done. I like that coaster a lot. I actually would probably enjoy riding that. Let me go onto the workshop. It's just 2. Oh yeah, that's fine. Yeah. Code 2 is ready. It's on the first Kumba's Revenge. Oh, a remake. We'll check that out here in a bit. I do want to go take a look. So we got that updated. It's like Jurassic Point just uploaded completely custom Hyperion. I was... That's perfect timing. Timing was off. The block should be a tad bit... Okay, so place... Yeah, in the crater there. It was tough to see from when I was zoomed out, but yeah. So what I'll do is go ahead and replace that. Reposition it just a little. Those are probably okay there. A couple of them are hidden, but the effects should still become visible. Yeah, we can see a few right there. A little tricky to replace. Oh, it's not meant to be visible at all? Oh. Make sure. Oh, shoot. I do not want to do that. Yeah, how about accidentally shift the railroad here? Floating, which isn't the best in my opinion. Well, it's tough. It's really tough to get that in place with the custom terrain. If you used like scenery pieces for the top of the volcano, I think that would be just a touch easier. And I'm not telling you to do that because I understand logistically that that would be very difficult to do. And it wasn't really built for that. The block shouldn't be seen. Not going to spend too much time on that. I think that's pretty good right there. You can always change the color to orange or dark brown brick. Yeah, that's true. I don't think it's necessary right now. And we'll have to do... You're kidding me. I don't want to be nitpicky, but you kind of need to make the block be in the middle under the volcano. Dale, I did. This is not going to be the permanent exact placement of it, so I will say for purposes of checking it out, this is fine. So I'm just gonna go with this. I don't want to spend a whole... Ow! Ow! I just smacked my shin on my desk. Ow! Oh, good lord. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Accidental Self-Injury with Cookie Pirate. Ah, that hurt. Oh. My coaster actually has two unique elements and one that I think is only on like one or two coasters. By unique, I mean on only one other. Okay. It was a little off to the side, but if you're just checking it out, that was fine. Yeah, well, the other thing too that I'm looking at, though, I see. Yeah, they're angled a little bit, so it would have to be pushed kind of this direction. But yeah, for now, it's fine. Nah, it ain't no karma. You behave yourself. We'll go front bumper, and well, it's a little bit of a rainy day, but you know what? Whatever. We'll go ahead and start test. I'm looking forward to this. And this is an Intamin Blitz. Ooh, that almost made it over the top. Wow. Now that is pretty... Oh, I can't see the top of the volcano. We'll have to check that out after. Looks like some nice air on that spike. Or not the spike, the top hat. Very neat. Double down. Yeah, I love it. Gonna pull a Rob Alvey. Rob Alvey. Zero G stall! I love it! Oh! So totally ruined the preview though. Wow. That's such a fun coaster. I really enjoyed that. This is really good. This definitely will have a place over here. Very, very nice coaster. We shut it down and run a test again, and then we can actually see the volcano effect. I was hoping we'd be able to see it, but I think it's more for like an external view. The other thing that we could do, if we made the volcano a little bit smaller, repositioned the coaster somehow else to get the spike a little bit closer to the summit, it actually would be visible from the ride, which could be, I think, a really cool visual effect. But if that's not what you intended and you wanted that to just be visible from the from everybody else in the park. Man, that's so cool. I'd love to see that a longer duration, and you can definitely play around with the effects. So I think it would actually be pretty easy to... You just want it visible from the external. Okay, well then that makes total sense. I feel like it would be an added bonus if it was visible from the coaster itself, but understanding that you did not design it that way, it's yeah, that makes sense, and I'll respect that. What you actually could do, and I haven't done anything, of course, with the scenery, and you didn't either, since it was just the coaster. What anybody could really do is do a little bit more terrain manipulation or add some scenery items and make like a miniature volcano somewhere erupt, like visible from the ride. This looks like it wouldn't have good capacity and would stack a lot, but so does my next coaster you will look at, hence why I put it on one train for you. Dante's Peak. Yeah. Now, I don't understand why this train is not leaving the station. That it's not even finishing the test. What's going on? It is block sectioned. That's your block. That is an it's not an LSM hold. I think you might have an idea why. Without having to update the blueprint, I mean, you can do so, but if you wanted to, if you tell me what needs to be adjusted, I mean, I can do that right here in such a short time. Then I won't have to worry about replacing. So this is size-wise. I'm not being critical, just thinking from a planning perspective. Turn the block section off. I mean, you could do that, but then you're down to one train, so... Test the ride again. There's a bug in the game where some restraints on a train stay closed. You just need to reload the save. And what I can do is actually speed this up a bit. Maybe the monsoon will quit. That did not do it. Alright. So let's try turning it just to standard. Turn it back to... Oh, very weird. Alright, I'm gonna try something different here. We're gonna actually put blocks here. Switch that to drive tires. Sometimes it acts funky if the block breaks are right before the station for some odd reason. Let's see if that makes a difference. If not, I really don't know. See, the ride isn't even wanting to launch. Something is definitely kind of going wonky here. So the names of my blueprints are Unique B&M Invert and Unique Dueling Wooden Coaster. I think it's just right next to the invert. Okay, we'll check them out here in a bit, and then we'll take a look at Spinos. Yo, Tortigan, what's going on? T3 sucks! So probably won't even launch until it rolls into this part here. Wow. That shouldn't... wait, I didn't set the that shouldn't matter. When you're in test mode. I think it ignores the station loading rules. Put the load on any. Run the test in standard mode, please. Alright, let's see. That actually should let it roll into the station. Alright, Spino, congrats. Something... Let's see here. Test mode. It's getting hung up at the station for some reason. That has a really late release time. Something's bugged here. That's not normal. Oh, PC2, please fix your bugs. At least this time we'll get stats when it comes into the station. Let's see how it does. Yeah, there we go. What? Oh, you've got to be kidding me. Try restarting the game. Gosh, okay. Yeah, I'll try a restart. Give me just a sec as we're loading it back up. Come on, I can skip this here. There it just pops up on my OBS. And we'll come back into here. Let's go test mode. Speed that up a bit. And there's no mid-course, so that second train should not launch until this one rolls into the final brakes. Did it crash? No, I purposely exited out of it so I could restart it. And let's see here. Do you have any blocks over here? Yep. So it clears that. It looks like hypothetically this could run 3 trains? Maybe not. It says it could. It's a problem with the switch. Oh. Yeah, I don't really know what you can do there. I'm just curious to see if the trains actually roll properly. Switching the number of trains sometimes may help. Not always. I don't know. It's really funky. Can you mess with the switch for a moment? Yeah. Banked. Switch track right 5. So I'm gonna delete that and then just place it right back in. That might do the trick. Oh, it doesn't still. See, after I reconstruct the ride, it should automatically test. Well, let me turn the number of trains back down as well. Must have set the minimum interval really high. No, that doesn't make a difference when you're in test mode. And now it's weird, because there's only 2 trains. It's in test mode and it's not launching. So this is definitely... something is really weird with this type of coaster not wanting to run correctly. I even wondered about potentially putting a launch. Hold. Turn it back down to 2 trains. No. Kidding me. It does change in this mode because RMC American Eagle still follows its 43 second interval even in test. No, because if I go to any other coaster and like shut it down and run a test, all of the trains will launch basically back to back. I don't know, man. I swear if I built this for nothing, I'm gonna crash out. I wouldn't necessarily say that because it could... You know what? Let me try something. just get out of this park, and I'm gonna go drop it in a blueprint. Or not a blueprint, a sandbox. I'm gonna drop the blueprint in a sandbox. And we'll see if it runs properly there. If not, it could be something bugged with the park itself. But if it doesn't work here, I don't know. But here's the thing. A bug fix, you know, hopefully when they do free update 11, they'll fix that bug. Let's just try it here. With 3 it stacks, yeah, you'd have 1 sitting on the brake run at all times. Oh boy. Let's try turning it down to 1. And just to entertain you all. Ah, that's pretty cool. Okay, now it's running its cycle, but the stats for some reason are not working. Why? You see the issue. The switch track is not... Oh! So it should be two pass-throughs. Let's try that. No, it didn't reset. It does there. Although no, it is technically supposed to be 3. Pass through before trigger 1. Should there be a pass-by switch? I'm actually not sure. Oh, that's okay. So no, you need to do the banked switch, not the regular pass-by. I don't understand all these all that well. It's gonna restart the... Okay. 2. Ooh, that bird flew by close. 3, it resets. That fixed it. Bingo! Now, let's actually try running 2 trains. And that should be problem solved. I hope. And that one should roll out as soon as the train gets past that block. Yep, there it goes. Bingo. Alright, well, we'll go ahead and take a look here. 6.77 on the test. There we go. Intensity's only 3.8. Surprised. Looks like it had a bit of a punch. Nausea's nice and low, though. So this should actually be a pretty popular coaster. The intensity, or the fear, is not that high. Excuse me. And then we've got, yeah, it hits 70 miles an hour. It's a drop of about 155 feet if my math is somewhat right there at 160. Your lats are good, your verticals are good. There's pretty good airtime on this coaster. And 4 inversions. Wow, 10 airtime moments. That's pretty awesome. I know Spino, it's fear. I was used to saying intensity from, not just from playing Open RCT2 yesterday and today, but in the RCT series, so 2 and 3, when I used to play those a lot when I was younger, I got so used to intensity, and it's the equivalent of fear. So, if I say that, you know what I'm talking about. Very nice. Got some good inversions. You've got that first roll. I love this outer banked hill right here. You've got the roll, then you've got this other roll. Is that inline? I think it is an inline roll. Then you've got the top hat. Really nice airtime hill. Another really nice. You've got the double down. I absolutely love the profiling of this 0G stall. That is super good. And then you've got another roll. I personally feel like I would do with one less roll and maybe even changing one of those to maybe like a 0G roll or something like that would be what I would do. But the 0G stall is so good. Absolutely love the profiling of that. And the hang time that you get at the top. Really nice. This is so good. Now, one thing that I was thinking, the station is a little bit on the short side, and if capacity is going to be a little on the lower capacity side, if you added a station block to accommodate 5 cars per train, if that would make any notable improvement in the ride throughput. It would help at least a little bit. I don't know if that's worth doing or if it would kind of screw up the rest of the ride. Just maybe a little bit of food for thought. Maybe some biscuits instead of a roll. Ha! Wise guy. Alright, where is Lidopole? I've got to look up his, and then let's do, Kumba's Revenge. I tried it. I think I much prefer 4 cars. Okay, well that makes sense. I mean, I'm thinking of something like Copperhead Strike that runs 4 cars. So it's understandable for sure. Right there's right at ground level, and I tend to lower the supports just to sitting right above the ground. I like the 4 car look better. Makes sense. Any other low terrain we need to watch out for? That's up there. Supports are not mine. Okay, that's fair. I can't spell. Unique dueling wooden unique B&M invert. Just uploaded today. These are them. So we'll grab those 2. And Jurassic. Not sure if I'm gonna find it in the list right here. I think his was the Hyperion. Yeah. I'm searching in scenery. Whoops. Those are pretty on point. Terrain slopes a little, so not all of them are going to be 100% level with the ground. Just put those there for now. And we've got to grab Light-a-Pole. What? Oh, I see. Okay. I'm not going to build the station entrance and exit. I shouldn't have even worried about that. Excuse me. And the unique B&M invert. Oh. Looking at that, I like the color scheme. Is this custom? Yeah. Looks like custom fencing. These are supposed to be purposely janky. Alright. There we go. I usually do my own supports, but I wanted to finish Kumba for the stream. Yeah, sure, that makes sense. Alright, so let's see. We already looked at one of yours. We already looked at one of, or we looked at Crazanity's. So actually gonna check out Jurassic. And then we'll look at one of Light-a-Pole's, and we'll come back and look at your second one. And we'll look at the last one. I cut off for, excuse me, for codes, because after I check out these, I'm gonna play around in one of the parks for a bit, and then probably call it an evening. as a go here. So this is Hyperion by Jurassic Point. Why does it feel like it was struggling to get through that? Excuse me. We'll go ahead and speed that up. I like the multicolored track. That's pretty cool. Jimpers, what's happening, man? Looks like a near clone of Hyperia at Thorpe Park. Holy Hyperia. How much longer are you going to be on for? I'm working on an Intamin Blitz. It should be done in 15 to 20 minutes. I'll be around. I cut off codes before you got here, but you did have something that you wanted me to check out the other day, I think. So, we might look at the very end of the stream. Definitely a little rough in some spots. A little, and I did notice that, but it really was not bad. Very minor. It is fun. It's got some really neat elements. If I can't showcase it tonight, then no worries. Gonna have to do like a waiting list or something like that for codes. Good lord. I love it. I mean, y'all are giving really cool stuff to look at, which is very much appreciated. Almost felt like it wasn't gonna make it over that right there. That's Hyperia. Well, I always mix up Hyperia and Hyperion. Uh-oh. Yeah, that's a little bit of a problem right there. Your ride exceeds G-force limits. The one support isn't touching. Oh, yeah. Yeah, just barely. Oh, that one too. Yeah, there was somewhere I noticed it. Yeah, it's right there off the first drop, yeah, where the support actually goes through the track just a little bit. That's a very easy fine-tune. So that shouldn't be a hard adjustment. Overall, you did a good job with this. I'm curious to see what the, friction hasn't changed. Your G's like? Oh, yeah, okay. Yeah, 3.2 on the lats, that's quite a bit high. The 8.3 is probably why you're getting the indicator that the fear is so high and that the ride exceeds the limits. Oh, yeah, right up through here. It did really feel fast through this part of the ride, too, and that's Yeah, that's black inducing. Or blackout. Sorry. Blackout induce. That's probably actually enough to make people go unconscious for a moment. Yeah, so I think... Yeah, well, you're gonna have to put the trims somewhere. Well, you've got some down here. What you... Oh, these are friction brakes, actually. I think you died... No, the human body can withstand... Can withstand more than 8 Gs, but if you're not conditioned for it, that could be an issue. What I would do over here as well is put... Oh, this says you have drive tires. Oh, I just only clicked on that there. Put drive tires all the way back through so the train doesn't lose its momentum trying to make this curve. Does that start? And actually maybe starting a little bit of banking there. Unbanked track that is flat or has a gentle slope. They're most... Oh, yeah, that's not straight. I guess that's not either. It looked like it was. Maybe it has a very gentle angle curve in it. Anyone have any idea of what element I should put after a wave turn? What are you making again? The Intamin Blitz? Already done a 0G stall. Yeah, overall this isn't bad. I mean, it definitely needs some work. But I think the concept that you have is pretty good. I think you really just need to adjust your trims or your friction brakes and try to temper those G-forces down. But I mean, overall you've got something that's definitely workable. With a little bit of a finesse. So give you credit. It's a difficult ride to replicate. So certainly credit where credit's due. Let's see. I'm gonna come over check out the invert. This one here is by Lidapol. Aquarius. And you've got the turquoise. Yeah, these custom supports on the lift. I like it. Is that going to clip the ground? It looks pretty close. I think it should be. There should be enough clearance for that. Danger, do not enter. What should I add to King's Point redone for the 3rd time? There's a 0G roll at the start of the ride. I don't really want to duplicate elements. A twisted airtime like after the wave turn on Lightning Rod. That could be pretty good. I would say give that a shot. Alright, but next up, I really like the presentation of this coaster. You've got kind of the teal track with the gray supports. I feel like it should be water themed if you were to go theme this coaster and place it somewhere over the water. Given the name. So let's go ahead and give this a go. Actually gonna go seat 2 or 3. Speed that lift up a little bit there. Alright. really nice custom supports. Bam Player, what's going on, man? Welcome. Okay. Smooth, yeah. Was smooth. Go ahead and jump off the coaster here. Yeah, so I really like the custom supports. I mean, nice loop. I want to watch the train go through this here. Oh, that actually looks slower off-ride. Yeah. I think the 0G roll could be taken a bit faster to allow for more whip and force. I agree. I noticed that when I was riding it. I said the 0G roll felt a bit slow. But the dive loop is good, and I actually really like the inclusion of the dive loop as opposed to an Immelman. Some tight helices here, which I like. It's a fun coaster overall, and like I said, I love the presentation. It's really pretty. As the thing needs flanges, the supports look strange without them. Oh yeah, it does not have them. I just wondered if I had it just a tiny bit below ground, but nope. Those would actually be pretty easy to add, and the nice thing, the advantage to not having them is, I mean, they're probably the easiest part of the supports to add, and then you can actually set them at, you know, according to the terrain that you want around the coaster. So you don't have to modify the terrain around the supports, if that makes sense. It is a little more work, but it gives you that little extra bit of flexibility. It's really cool. I like the 0G loop. The vertical loop and the 0G roll, but the roll needs to be a bit faster. The profiling of it is not bad. Nice dive loop. Then you've got kind of this overbanked turn here, set back in. There's a lot of turns. Strawberry, I cut off codes. We may look at them later, but glad I found your channel. Thanks, Spinum. Yeah, Jurassic Point, I'm glad to have you here. I really appreciate that. The corkscrew is nice. Then you have two back-to-back helices, and I'm not a super big fan of this. They're actually nicely done. You get a tiny little pop of air. I feel like this is a little bit filler, so I would do one of two things. I would probably shorten, because you don't have a mid-course. And I think the length of the coaster overall is pretty good, but it is a little bit redundant back here. So I would do one of two things. The first, you could just bring this helix around a little bit further and kind of run into the final brakes here, and that would also allow for a little bit less of a sharp turn back into the station. Or might be a little bit tough to do with the placement over here. but I think there's room that you could maybe consider another inversion back here, because you have nothing after the corkscrew. I mean, you've got the airtime hill, which is nice, and then a helix, a drop, and another helix. No inversion. I'm not sure which I would prefer, because it may be tough to fit another inversion back over here. Curious, is this... That is a custom 0G roll. It's actually... The profiling is good. I think it just needs to go a little bit faster through that. So, lower the height. Or maybe make this just a tiny bit taller. Give yourself just a tiny bit steeper of a drop. I don't know. But no, overall, I like the coaster. It's fun. It's got good elements. The pacing's not horrible. It can be tweaked. And I absolutely love the presentation of it. And you take a look at the stats there. Look at those G-forces. 1.47 on the lats is good. 5 on the verticals is a tiny bit high. But if you're going for an intense invert, then... Where's it hitting that? Oh, you know what? It's actually through that helix. Right there. I wondered. Because that thing does kind of roar through that helix right there. So maybe some trims. Back over here. I'm just gonna slow that down a little bit. Keep it under 5 and it's a great coaster. And it's really not far off. I think it was 5.07. That's barely. So it's really good. Hey, Dino Dukes, what's going on? Crazy Coaster creator. Sometimes I feel like I've never been diagnosed with dyslexia, but sometimes when I read things, I almost feel like I might be slightly dyslexic. I don't know. But hey, welcome. Good to see you. And Band Player Cookie update on the 4 seasons. The Summer Park may become my second favorite. It has 10 rides, and I think it might be your favorite with all of the theming. Ooh. That's gonna be tough, because I absolutely, like you know, I absolutely fell in love with the spring section. I made some progress on your coaster, still gonna be a bit though. How's progress? Yeah, perfect timing for that to come in. Yeah, this is fun though. I like that. Okay, next up, we'll come over here. We'll take a look at Spino's Kumba Revenge. Kumba's Revenge. It's a mock LSM launch coaster. But it actually has a lift hill. This is like a mock hyper in the style of that. Let's go ahead and give this a ride. We'll give front bumper here. Alright, I'm not going to speed this up right now, because I just want to point out I absolutely love the incorporation of this massive vertical loop around the lift hill. That is such a nice tribute to the original Kumba. So I really appreciate the inclusion of that. Oh, and I love that hang time. Cool 0G roll. Over. Whoa, that's a cool element right there. I like that. I can tell this was inspired by Flash at Lewa Adventure and Hypercoaster at Land of Legends. Yeah. Heartline your no heartlining though. Yeah, heartline your coasters, guys. It makes them miles better. I did something with the smooth button, got rid of it. That should not remove the heartlining. That's what I'd have to do is delete. I don't see it. There's another portion of it that maybe. See that? Yeah, I don't know what's going on with that. That's H Skies. I'm not sure if that's how you're supposed to pronounce that, but how can I have you rate my coaster? Generally what you would do is drop a code in chat. I've asked for no more codes right now. I mean, you could give me it. I could download the blueprint. I'm probably not going to get to review it tonight. Definitely not right now. We might a little bit more toward the end of the night. The end of the stream. But that's really it. Will you tour King's Point again when I finish it again? Yeah, probably. I like going into completed parks. But it's a little bit more tasking for me to do fall parks because they generally take more time. There's a lot of stuff to check out. So we generally don't drop a code telling me to look at your park. Unless I ask for it. Plan ahead and say, hey, can we check this out on a different day or something like that, and I'll be able more easily to incorporate that in. I really do appreciate the enthusiasm though, folks. It's really cool having you all ask me to take a look at stuff. It's good because it gives exposure. There's a lot of really good coaster builders in the chat. I'm not one of them. So you're getting advanced to expert level coaster builders that are taking a look and telling you what you're doing right, what you're doing that needs to be improved, etc. Stuff like that. I generally enjoy them. I just kind of sit back for the ride. And I mean, I'll come up with ideas or notice things. I'm not a very good coaster builder myself. So I'm often learning when I take a look at these. Yeah, absolutely welcome. Alright, gonna run a test on this again and we'll get the stats. I'm gonna wait to look at that. I can only build coasters, I cannot build parks no matter how hard I try. I understand that. There are some people that can't do that, and then there are some people that cannot build coasters at all and are better at parks, or some people that just do straight up like blueprints, buildings, facilities, stuff like that. I do want to check these dueling coasters out. We need to make sure rides sync. Yes, they are. Perfect. I can actually test them that way. And we'll go, this is the red side. Oh, a little bit of terrain there. And we'll speed that up to get to the top of the lift hill. That's the first time I've seen the other train. There we go. Looks like we were ahead. Most of it. There we go. Monster at La Ronde. Oh. That was cool. Now we can take a look at the blue real quick. Why does this remind me a little bit of Lightning Racer at Hershey Park? Oh, that's cool. With that effect from the blitz over there. So cool. Well, I got two neat woodies here. Another made to duel. I don't really felt like they dueled much with the exception of a little bit of a crossover. They felt more like a racing coaster to me. Actually really get Lightning Racer vibes for some reason. I think it's maybe a little bit because of the offset lift hills. They're fun coasters, they don't look super intense, so actually should draw a pretty good crowd. I did feel like the pacing on these, particularly the blue overall, seemed to suffer a little bit. But they're fun, and actually I like the presentation of these right here. We take a look at our stats. The 2 is the blue one here. Yeah, definitely a pretty pretty moderate woody. And I'm actually curious to see the difference between that and the red. Yeah, look at that right there. That's actually a pretty substantial difference. How are the lats that much different on the red? Definitely the red is the more intense of the two. Kept its pacing better overall. I'm having trouble telling the tracks apart except for when the trains go on them. If you actually color them differently on a temporary basis, you can pin the differences a little easier. But they're both fun coasters, though. Like, I'd have a good time on both. I think I would definitely be preferential to the red. I'll play Ultimate Coaster Mobile so I can build my creations on the go since I'm rarely home to game. It's like the sides of Why oh why. Remind me what that stands for. Where one is calm and one is intense. We've got some really cool creations that we're looking at here. Wild, yeah, wild, why, what does it stand for? Or what does it mean? Or Yoi is the actual name? I don't think that's it. I was looking for what the abbreviation, like what the full ride name is. I've not heard of that. Right, at least I don't recognize it in that way. Yeah, some really cool creations that are over here. Wallaby. Wait a minute, is that the dueling or racing RMC Raptors? That means joy in Dutch. Oh! Okay. Yeah, I'm not even sure how to say that. You know, the first thing I thought of that popped in my mind was like, yin or yang. Which I'm almost certain that that's not a coaster name. But I don't know why I think of yin yang. Okay, so I do know what you're talking about. I just did not know that that was the name. Really neat, though. Okay, I'm gonna step up and take a real quick break, and I want to jump into my park for a bit. We may, depending on how much longer I'm on, we may spend a little bit of time checking out some creations. But we'll see here. So we'll be right back. Oh, I did forget your stats. I'm so sorry, Spino. I'm back, by the way. Yeah, I can run back and plays it and just do a test run, and we'll check the stats again. Gotta go, be back later. Alright, Crazy Coaster has a tongue twister. Have a great evening, we'll catch you later. I was actually thinking of a kind of cool, like, cheesy little rap for this. I don't know, I haven't rapped in a while. Let me see, I think I'm gonna try it. And then I'm just gonna slip up and completely embarrass myself. If I wrote it down, I'd do better, but that kind of defeats the purpose of freestyle a little bit. Yeah, sitting on a park bench in a big rainstorm, trying to come up with ideas, call it brainstorm. Thinking for something really cool in the park. What about a roller coaster themed after a shark? Built this really cool ride from the ground up in Planko, B&M, Hypercoaster, Mako. Big lift hill, big thrills, lots of airtime speed, if you will. Then this guy, Crazanity, came in and revamped it on a real great Saturday. Presenting, ladies and gentlemen, Mako 3.0 in Cookie Pirates Tropical Park. Hey yo. Be a lot of unconnected tables in your park, Cookie. You be getting alerts. Now, I don't know why that's going on. That seems like a bug. Because... Oh, well, this I haven't done anything with. Same with that. I know that. I know that. That's off the grid. That's off the grid. That's bullcrap. I'm pretty sure that is accessible. That is 100% accessible. So I don't know what's up with that there. Let Cookie cook, let him in the oven. What? That was so good. I don't think it was that great, but I appreciate it. It was kind of fun. Swimming pool 31 is a low temperature that guests won't tolerate. Really? How is that 10? Ooh. No wonder people don't want to swim. We've got a real chilly indoor pool. Nobody, no wonder, wants to swim. That's not cool. Gotta put up a real nice heater. Spin them around like a whirlpool and an egg beater. Ah, that was stupid. I plead the fifth. Yeah, it wasn't as good. I had to think about the Mako one a little bit there. Alright, so the question is how many heaters? I didn't even look. 7. Okay. So we'll put a few. The interesting mechanic about this is that you can place the heaters anywhere in the pool. You don't have to space them out which, I mean, that would actually make it a little bit more realistic, because if you put a ton of heaters like 1, 2, 3, 4, etc., this part of the pool would probably almost be like a hot spring, and that hot water may not flow out over here to where it would be far away. Well, just for example, though. What I think we'll do is 1, just for realism. It actually would be nice if they added that sort of an effect. Why is it trying to... There we go. 2... Maybe 3... The indoor section over here I think is a little bit bigger. 4... 5... 6... And it's wading pool depth. You can actually use the shallow one in it. It does the same exact thing. So this one doesn't put out less heat. And there's 7 there. The temperature should start going up, and people should be able to jump back into it. One of them said the Tradewinds restaurant did it. I didn't catch that. Tables are dirty. Got a janitor around. A lot of people eating. There's a little engine that could tooting again. Well, we're up to 11 Celsius. Awesome. Getting warmer. Just give it another hour or so. It'll be up to the right temp. Crazy Coaster Creator, what's going on? Welcome back. Can you check my stats real quick, because I gotta go soon. I'm not going back right now. I mean, I just got into this pork a couple minutes ago. I'm in Texas and it's 9:33 p.m. and 94 Fahrenheit. Yikes. Well, I live in South Carolina and the temperature regularly stays in the upper 80s around sunset and stuff like that. But yeah, Spinal, I will look at it. So, I mean, I can do one of two things. I can either do it toward the end of the video if we go back and check out some more blueprints. The other thing, I mean, you can always go back and watch toward the end of the video and see how it came out. Or I can hold on to that, because I actually really did like that coaster. Yeah, I think you do need to hardline it. Otherwise, we could take a look at it live on another stream. Lucky in Texas, summer every day is like 90 to 100. Well, that's what it tends to be here. However, it does cool off a little bit better at night. Most of the time, not always. It's pretty uncommon that we have nighttime lows over 80, but often in the, I would say, the mid to upper 70s. And of course, it depends on the part of the state. What's your number one credit? It's a little bit of a toss-up. I would probably say Fury 325. With Iron Gwazi a close second. I haven't been to a whole ton of different parks. So I want to say I probably only have maybe 40 to 50 credits. I actually haven't really kept track. I could go back and count. Minus Tormenta. Is it really? I'm a little surprised to hear that, because I've heard a lot of people say Tormenta wasn't all it's cracked up to be. That it's a good ride. But I'm sure that there are some people that absolutely love it. I'm a little surprised to hear that it's your number one, though. You've been to 3 parks. Oh, well, that might explain it. That may explain it, because if there's ones that you haven't been to that have generally better rated rides, and then that's certainly not to say that that Tormenta is bad, or that you're wrong for having that as your number one. That's totally valid. Mine is X2. Iron Dragon, roast me. Yeah, but Carowinds is my home park. And So Fury has been a long time favorite. When I went to Busch Gardens last year, I thought Iron Gwazi might surpass it. I wouldn't say that it did. Although I think if you take Iron Gwazi on a really good day and Fury on a really bad day, that you could flip those two. Like, they're pretty neck and neck, I would say. I have a challenge for you. Say my name 10 times fast. I'm gonna screw up probably at the second or third. Crazy Coaster Creator, Crazy Coaster Creator, Crazy Coaster Creator. Yeah, I already messed up. I mean, I did it twice. I screwed it up on the third time. I said before, even saying it once was going to be a bit of a challenge for me. Copperhead Strike 1, Fury 2nd. Whoa. I gotta say that's a little bit of a hot take. And Copperhead is my number 2 in Carowinds. It's, I don't know if I would put that. I don't think I would put it in my top 5 overall. I would probably say Copperhead has a place in the top 10. Huh. I'd really have to think about that. But yeah, for me, Copperhead is number 2 at Carowinds, and Afterburn is number 3. But I don't know, but I might put Montu above Copperhead. Definitely above Afterburn, but I really love Afterburn. I hope I'm not going to get my video age restricted by sharing this. I mean, it's anybody can find it. It's publicly accessible and visible. But a really fun fact about Afterburn, so over at the ride entrance they have like a model of a fighter jet. And you know what the number on the fighter jet at the ride entrance for Afterburn? You know what that number is? Man, it's gonna rain the whole day. Yeah. Yeah, that's terrible. And look at that, every freaking day. Thunderstorms, thunderstorms. Just run the people out of my park. Yeah, it is 420. Oh, man. You can't make that up. And, yeah, somebody actually pointed that out. And he's like, yeah, you see that number on the plane? 420? And they call the ride Afterburn, not Afterburner. Hint, hint. It's like, well, I learn something new every day. Coincidence? I don't think so. Alright, interesting. There's like almost nobody in this arcade. I'm a little surprised. And normally people would be flocking into here if there's a rain. And it's not just lightly raining, like this is a heavy rain. I noticed that the other day. There should have been a 69. I don't know about that. That might be even a little bit of a stretch there. Yeah, this is a bug they need to fix. It's raining, yet the weather indicator right here says it is sunny. I don't think it's sunny. Pretty sure it's raining. Well, there's some blue sky. Nah, it's not really sunny. Full temp. Let's see if this pool back over here that we put the heaters in has warmed up. 14 Celsius. Wait. Connected heaters? Oh, you know what? That's why it's warming up so slowly. We need to come in and add a power distributor. Well, wait a second. That's a little bizarre. Place that on the ground. I kind of like that. Don't you have an I-305 type coaster? I'd like to see it. No. If you're looking at this one right back here, this is a this is an Intamin wing, kind of like a Skyrush style. I don't have any of the you're talking about. Oh, where is it? Somewhere in here. Gerstlauer. That right there. Like an I-305 or Millennium Force type. I don't have that. If you want me to show you this one, we can. I can do a ride POV. Actually a pretty popular coaster. But it seems to... its popularity kind of seems to come and go. Like sometimes it's got a super long line. Sometimes it's got like this. And then sometimes the coasters go out nearly empty. I don't know why. Surf time. Why is the line empty? Are they on a break? Yep. I've had this number of times. I've had this issue. And I think these people are probably... yeah, panicked. Because there's nobody to get them off the ride. Okay, we need to fix that. All the way back over here. On the opposite side of the park. Going over there to that staff room. Or if she's just assigned. And I'm working on a revamp of this station. I actually have the blueprint saved, but I'm not ready to place it quite yet. Nope, looking for work. Come operate the ride, please. Now she's coming over here, but if I pick her up... ah, this is ridiculous. Gonna have to do, like... new fear unlocked. Trapped on the surf coaster, yeah, right. This is so dumb. And this happens with a number of coasters, but it seems like it happens the most frequently. Yeah, please do come run that. I probably should go in and do a little better management of my ride attendants to make sure there's no gaps in coverage for the coasters. And I think we're still gonna have that bug with this one. Can actually fix that. This isn't gonna be the exact placement, but it actually should be pretty easy to adjust this. Now here's the thing that I'm thinking. I think it was Spino. He made a dive coaster for this area of the park too. Unfortunately, the Blitz does take up a huge part of this. So to be able to fit the dive and potentially... I mean, the Schwarzkopf could go over here pretty easily. Or if we put the dive, probably end up having to move the surf coaster a bit anyway. And then cleaning that up. This is going to be kind of tricky. Because this really is about the right placement for this coaster. Split the zone off a little bit. And then maybe we pull these, find a new spot for the surf coaster kind of in this area. And maybe, I don't know if we do a little terrain adjustment here. The dive could go over here. I don't know. It's going to be a little bit of a tough fit. Geez, how many coasters is this park going to have? Probably not anymore. Other than that dive. It's got a lot. We probably do have room for a couple others. If you're really trying to squeeze them in. How many do we have now? I think we have 16. 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Okay, 15. Well, you cutoff codes have a funny little thing that would take less than 2 minutes to look at. Just a little funny thing I made. It's my newest creation. You don't need to place it down. The thumbnail says it all. Loop we loop. Now people wouldn't ride this. That's pretty clever. It almost looks like the track to like a tank or a bulldozer or something like that. It's from that vantage point. I like the hanging lights in the sign though, that is pretty cool. Time to go through the loop-de-loop. Whoa! Ah! I love it! Yay! Loop-de-loop number 1! Oh! I hate him so much with a burning passion. I'm not really one to hate on, you know, really many people. And I don't know. I find TPR entertaining at times. Sometimes he gets to be a little bit too much. But looks like that weird coaster I see at the Cleveland County Fair a lot. I know what you're talking about. I hate Rob. Also hate Rob with a burning passion. Screw that guy. Aww. The ride is too scary even though it pulls a max G of 4.41 and a negative of -1. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know, but I'm not going to run it. We could look at it at another time. Just going to think a little bit about how to tie that in here. The Schwarzkopf can get moved. I actually would kind of like to see the Schwarzkopf redone. I might redo it myself, knowing now what I did before. I made it a joke on those sketchy fair rides. Yeah, I was gonna say I could kind of sense that. Look at this, just like mass crowds racing to get to these body dryers over here. Like, I've been in the rain all day and I'm soaking wet, I want to dry off. Or you could just get changed and jump in the pool, in the indoor pool that is still at 14 Celsius. I don't understand. You know what? Ladies and gentlemen, Cookie Pirate is an idiot. An absolute bonehead. Wasn't even thinking when I did that. Instead of heaters, I put wave machines. I just looked at it and I'm like, there's a heater. Oh no. No wonder my pool wasn't heating up. Oh, good lord. The Toga Ultra Twisters, oh gosh. The gyro oval train looking. Oh yeah, from Open RCT2 yesterday. -24°C, there it goes. Alright. We have replaced the wave machines with the heaters. There we go. We are back in business. Let's see if people actually get in the pool now. I hope they do. Shut it down, open it back up. Look at that, people paying full price. Hey, no vandals. We've got this restaurant over here that I'll have to finish building out. Okay. Well, we got that taken care of. I think we need a few more T3 sucks references. Gotta revamp this plaza a bit too. All this area over here I think needs to get redone at some point with the refitted Kraken. Speaking of a restaurant that really doesn't get any activity. Oh boy, here comes the thunderstorm. Is T3 really that bad? From almost all accounts that I've heard, yes. I never went on it. It's kind of become a running joke. Wait, they're stuck. Oh, hey, look at that, another coaster without a ride attendant. Great. It's just sitting on the brakes. Oh, that's... Well, they're happy. Even though they're sitting in the rain, drenched on the final brake run. Oh gosh! Hang on, hang on. This could be a problem. Oh no, there's another block section right there. How about that? Still happy. Watch their moods change in a moment. They don't look happy though. Oh, we need to get somebody over. Ah, he's coming all the way over there. Yeah, really got to do a better job zoning out ride attendants. Wonder if something's ever gonna get hit. Uh-oh. Where are we? Ooh, that was weird. Okay. Is anything ever gonna get hit by lightning in this park? I don't know. With as many storms as we get, I'm surprised that nothing has suffered a lightning strike in this park. Little bit surprising. Oh, man. It looks like the Spectrum Entertainment High Roller, or Crazy Train as it's called. That's what I was trying to remember. Still nobody wants to... Oh, well, you know what? It's lightning out. So yeah, all the pools are completely empty. Probably smart. Don't go swimming in a thunderstorm. Safety first, folks. Well, I don't know. Safety second. That was a Tom and Jerry episode. Where they're all doing dangerous... Hey, they can still run the parade. That's hilarious. Because T3 sucks and we know it. Was it somebody, I think, generated a song about, like, themed around T3 being a terrible coaster? I think I actually need to put that as a music track in this park. Top off my water real quick here. And we're back. It was Tortigan. I thought so, but I wasn't 100% sure. Make a park, but every coaster's T3. Going home wet for a long time. Yeah. Kinda sucks. And we still don't have an attendant? Oh my gosh. Pretty sure these people are gonna be upset now. Yeah, not a happy camper. These people probably aren't either. Yeah, she looks miserable. This guy, he looks like he's ready to throw something. Get me off this ride. Yeah, we definitely need to fix something like that. I want to know if you want to start working on the plaza for the Blitz. We've done a whole lot of nothing. I mean, we did a little something here. Tried cleaning up a couple things. Like I said, we gotta readjust some stuff in this section. I mean, it's getting late. What's the rock music? Oh, that's one of the in-game tracks. Just themed on this ride right here. Please tell me that attendant's heading. Looking for work. Please run this ride. Get these people off this coaster. Let me staff schedule. Yeah, this is such a pain though. You've got so many ride attendants that come through and they don't even have... Well, entrance zone. Assigned building deleted, attend any ride. Well, that's the problem. Wow. Gosh, got a bunch of them that just wander around. And the goal would be that hopefully they'll come cover the gaps. That's gonna spend, or that's gonna take a lot of time getting all of that, like, re-finessed. We could probably actually even just go through and take some of them out. The fact he listens to that soundtrack in the car will never not be funny to me. I mean, I don't listen to it on repeat all the time. I have a few of them saved in just like a general playlist, along with a ton of stuff. I don't know. It's catchy. This is just insane. As I'm thinking a little bit, as we look at the station for this, I like the supports are turned off, so it's actually, it could make some sense to actually have a ride plaza over here with some views of the coaster. We even build up the terrain a little bit, have an elevated view, so you're kind of looking down to the switch track. And then you've got a great view of the volcano when the ride actually reaches the spike. The volcano will erupt, a nice little scenic effect. What probably do with the placement of this here, I think I'd like to screen the railroad with trees or a variety of terrain. And then back here, this is just the perfect orientation for a queue, so I would reverse the station, put the entrance over on this side, have the exit straight down right out into here. There's a ton of space actually for like a really nice plaza. So we could do that. Schwarzkopf is going to have to go, and I do want to look at something here. Oh. I think that would really be the only way that we could make that work. Version 3. Here's the code for the blitz. Ah, that interferes with trade winds. This is going to be a really tight squeeze. I'm not sure that it's going to work. I'd have to get rid of the surf coaster or move it somewhere else. If you flattened this out over here, or moved some stuff around, you could potentially fit it. Yeah, this is going to be a little bit of a challenge. You got the code. I think I'm ready to take a break from this. I'm going to go ahead and wind down the night with a few showcases. So I'm going to save over that. I'm going to come back and revisit that there. I've got a lot of like management stuff to clean up, and I'm probably going to end up doing that off stream. Cruisanity did do a good job with that coaster. They did a really good job with the coaster. I'm looking forward to incorporating that in. I could build a like a station building for it, and then the queue lines and the plaza will just stamp around it. Alright, Alright, let's go in here. Before I forget, I'll pull... Spino's Scuba. Lower it just a tiny bit. They're floating a tiny bit. Whatever. We'll give that a run. Not going to ride it right now, but I do want to look at the stats. We rode that earlier on. Let me get the code for Jimbers. And Strawberry Jam is still here. We can take a look at your 2 codes for your coasters. Is that... Yep. Oh, look at that. It's a full Fun Spot Atlanta. Wow. Rescue Air Force One. Yeah, definitely. Saw quite a few of those and quite a few of... What's a Cedar Point recreation? Huh. Okay, so these were Strawberries 2. And the night with Loop We Loop. I'm gonna look at your stats. You told me before, you don't even really have to place it. You got the snapshot. So there we go. I can download it and place it. I'm not going to ride it. Jimpers, what was the name of your blitz? Just actually, I could pull it back up and look. It's on the front page. Reaper. Should have completed testing. Nope, not quite. Alright, well, we'll get to it. It may have been paused when I went in. Alright. Oh, it's a bike and sidecar. I didn't download it. I thought I did. But please, folks, don't bombard me, do this, do that. I did download it. I just didn't place it yet. Yeah. Don't... do me a favor, everybody, please don't bombard me with, do this, check this out, do that, check this out. Like, let me take it at a pace. It's a lot of creations to look at. Nice 0G roll. Cool. Over bank turn. Or outer banked, rather. And here we go. It's a really good 0G stall. That's pretty wild right there. Whoa. What type of car train is that? Oh, it's the Blitz. It's just the bike sidecar track. Not being critical, I'm asking because I don't really know. Jimpers, what's the purpose of doing the bike and sidecar but switching them out for the Blitz trains? Is there any real advantage to that? Outer bank turn. Six Flags Great America has the most B&Ms of any park, with 5 and 6 if you include the defunct Iron Wolf. Oh, the Tri-Beam track. What, does the Intamin Blitz not have? I thought it did. I thought they added that with one of the updates. What is the story with you behind you saying out so much? Oh. Oh, I see it. I wish they would do like the... Yeah, it's a bit different. The older gen track. What I wish they would do would be the like the quad beam track, kind of like Cheetah Hunt. It also makes it all ages accessible. Oh, well, yeah, that makes sense too. Get the kids on it. Though I have a feeling probably a lot of the kids would find it too intense. Yeah, I really wish they would add the quad beam, kind of like Cheetah Hunt style. So, going back to this has a lot of cool elements. Jurassic Point, to answer your question. That tropical park that I've worked on for, seems like, decades. Used to have a lot of vandals and pickpocketers. And so every time I would get that little pop-up that says such and such has been vandalized, I'd find them and kick them out of the park before the security guard would even get to them. And I would always just shout, out! So it kind of became a meme on the PC2 streams. I haven't really done that in a while. So, got a nice launch down here, right up into a really nice zero-G roll. I really do like this outer banked airtime hill. No! Sorry, that's the sideways. Where is... Right here, the outer banked. And another kind of overbanked right here. Don't forget to check my stats again. I will. I have not forgotten. I've got the coaster in the background. Second launch. Actually looks really punchy, and you've got a very nice top hat. No brakes at the top. That probably is going to give a really good pop of airtime. Lovely zero-G stall. Coming into the turn. Right down through here. Roll out of it. You come up into... This is interesting, and I'm not even 100% sure what you call that. It's like a sideways curved... I don't know what to call it, but I really like that. It's pretty neat. And you come up into here. I felt in one spot, one of the transitions felt just a little awkward, and I think it was over here. A nice another outer banked curve, then it comes back inward. It's just another wave turn. Okay. Fun fact, I considered making those last two inversions on Jimpers Blitz jumpers in place of the stall on Eruption, but I went for the stall instead. I think I like the incorporation of the stall. It's really nicely done. The double roll right here I thought was super cool. It actually really is nice. Coming out of the trim, probably, yeah. A nice couple little pops of airtime back into the brakes in the station here. Really nice ride. A lot of fun. Great stats. Triple green. And then your G-forces right there. It's got some good speed. Nice, some good height. About 165 feet. Your lat's just below 2. You can't get any closer to 2 than that. And 5.1. That is really punchy airtime. Should not pull 5. Well, that's what this says. I don't know where. 4.8? Huh? I could try to pinpoint it, see if something needs to be adjusted. Maybe something didn't carry over by chance. Let me think. The only thing that I could think of is if you might have saved the coaster and then turned the friction up or adjusted any of the brake speed or something like that, and I just didn't get saved in with the so be right back over here, I think, is your high point. Or over there. It's really, because you've got a few where they're all actually pretty close together. Oh, you see it. If we get out of the heat map, I can... with live data. It's back in the station. Well, the friction's at 1, and to slow it down, you'd actually have to bump the friction up a little bit. The trim brakes before the top hat are at 23 feet per second because they're... Oh! Yep, I see it. You can't do that without the mod. The workaround for that would just be add a couple additional points of trim. That's probably why your negative G's are minus 1.99. Yep. I was gonna say that top hat I didn't think it was supposed to be that punchy, even though I like that. If you're targeting like minus 1.5, then the workaround would be. Can you? No, you can't even do the trims, I think, because it's, well, it's banked right there. Yeah. Can't do it. Crank down the per feet. You might be able... Actually, you'd have to make sure that it hits the launch right there. You can't crank down the per feet. That would slow it down less and make the forces even stronger. What you would need to do is crank it up. If it could. No, that's what I'm saying, Dale. The deceleration rate needs to go up to get the speed desired at this point, to moderate the negative G's up here and then the positive G's coming down there. Think about it this way. Your deceleration rate is determining how quickly the train slows down. If you want it to slow down more rapidly to a lower target speed. It's going too fast right here. I guess actually the easiest workaround would be to pull one tile of launch and replace it with trims. Probably upload a more realistic POV to my YouTube. Yeah, no, this is definitely worthy. This is a really good coaster. Thoroughly enjoyable. So yeah, super well done. I would actually consider using this in a different park. Alright. As I told Spino, we'd come back over and, oh, excuse me. Check out the stats. Ooh, take a look at that. We got 7.1 right there. I like that. Generally, I try to get coasters that have excitement of 7 or higher. It doesn't always work out that way. Some of the ones I've made are in the 8s, but they're probably a little bit forceful, given that the fear on most of those ends up being a little bit over 5. Reaching 77 miles an hour right off there. I love this loop. And yes, you get hang time at the top of that. Really nice. Loved the hang time on that vertical loop, and again, I really enjoy the way that it wraps around the lift hill. A really nice nod to the original. Back at your stats right here, your lats. 1.97. That's a tiny bit on the high side, but I would call it tolerable. Just under 4.8 there, and some good negative Gs. 6 inversions, 4 airtime moments. They are short in duration, but with the rate of speed this coaster actually carries, it's pacing very nicely. And it is, I would say, it's a little bit more inversion based than truly like airtime based. But the fact that you do get a few moments of it is nice to see as well. A lot of mock hypers have vertical loops over their lifts. That's hence why I went with this model. The lats are a little high, just a little. I don't think they're egregious. No, Spino, it really is not too bad. I mean, it's not like 2.5 or 3, which is just unrealistic or excessive. In fact, I can even try to pinpoint where those lats are. Might be able to. What did I think of the Kremer roll? Not sure I'm saying that right. It's fine. It's a nice addition. Two of the 4 mock hypers have vertical loops around their lift. Flash and Hypercoaster. No, these are all fine right back up over here. I think your lats spike right here. And like kind of there. I don't see. I'm really kind of eyeballing the colors. That's about the same. trying to pinpoint where that would be. I mean, actually have to watch the coaster go through the train. Keep an eye on that right there. 1.4 it looks like. At the entry of the vertical loop. No, not really. I don't think they get that high. It's deeper purple in another place. Oh, no, it's right here. It's right here. That's where its peak is. 1.97 is the top. Right there in that turn. You could probably bank it a little bit more, although you might have to be careful not to. Because what happens is when you steepen the bank, you turn those laterals into vertical. So, what you do by eliminating that, you might run the verticals a little high, but oh yeah, you're pulling about 4 through that. It's close to the end of the ride. You actually could probably do a few trims. You wouldn't need much. Yeah, a couple trims. Somewhere over here right before the entry. If you did draw it out a little wider to mitigate some of that, could work. This is already a pretty big coaster, so I don't know, and this is kind of the corner of the ride. The model doesn't have trims? What are they, magnetic? Cookie, have a good night. I'm gonna head to bed. Stay safe, take care, and T3 sucks. Yeah, Crazy Entity, have a great evening. Great job with that blitz. That's gonna be a lot of fun to work with. But yeah, thanks for hanging out, man. I don't know where. I don't think Strawberry Jam is still here. I did save his 2 coasters. We'll check that out another night. The last thing we can take a real quick look at, and I'm not going to ride it. We'll just place it and you can kind of watch it in motion. Oh gosh! Your ride is too scary. You know what I think it is? So look right here. Watch it go up through that. See what the EFN scores do. Because you're... It's because you're hanging upside down for such a long duration. I've noticed that on some courses. Coasters. Gosh, I can't talk tonight. I'm getting really tired. I'm trying to hang in there. I've noticed that on some coasters where... I think in particular there was one that I looked at, I don't remember who made it, but it actually had a spike. It might have been one of the Intamin blitzes. But what happened is it actually inverted you on the spike. And it was slow, and people were hanging there, and the fear didn't really get changed too much, but the nausea went way up. So if you're upside down for too long, I think that prompts a higher nausea score. It's not exceeding G-forces, but I think it's too scary just because it has such an extended... Like, it's not going fast through this at all. And I think that's what prompts the really high nausea and fear. POV edits real short. Yeah, no thanks. I won't be getting on that. Oh. Pool noodle lap bars. Yup. Turn up the launch. No, I'm not doing that. I came, I saw, I left. Oh, King Dakar fangirl. What's going on? Good to see ya. You're like catching right at the end of the stream, unfortunately. Must be this tall. Must be this brave. The launch is at max, yeah, I don't think as much. It looks really punchy to get up through that. What's really crazy, though, is how it just basically stops as soon as it gets to the top. That's got to be one of the most ludicrous rides I've ever seen in this game. So King Dakar, I think you just missed my discussion about it. So what happens when you have such an extended period of time on a coaster that you're just hanging upside down? It tends to prompt a really high nausea. I don't know why the fear is that high. It might be the transitional G-forces up here too. If I click on it and edit it. No, click the coaster, not the light bulbs. I can't even click on one tile of track. I have no clue. That's really bizarre. And that might be the most ludicrous ride I've ever seen. I think it is. What was your favorite creation? Definitely this. This was definitely my favorite one that you made today. This is really good. Needs a little bit of fine-tuning. You need to bank offset. Needs some heart lining. But this ride has really good potential, I'll say. I was quite impressed with it. Very nicely done. Okay, folks. It is not far off of midnight. Been going for a while, and I did that Open RCT2 stream earlier, so I'm gonna get ready to call it a night. I appreciate you all hanging out. It's been fun. Checked out a lot of stuff. Didn't really get a lot done in the park. It's kind of more looking at a variety of issues that I see that need to be taken care of. But we'll get to it. I don't know if I'm going to be streaming tomorrow or not. Today was a pretty long day, and tomorrow is going to be a pretty long day for me as well, so And I need to... staying up this late. I need to catch up on some rest, so... I might actually take the night off tomorrow. I might not, I don't know. I might come home, and I might be motivated. I do need to try to get a Flight Sim stream, and I haven't done that in almost a week. And just also for y'all's info, I may not be streaming this weekend because I might have to do a couple more overnights at work. That's not confirmed right now, but there's a pretty good probability of it. So if I work overnights, I'm not going to be streaming. So we'll pick back up though. We'll definitely be doing more streams later in the middle of the week, and yeah, who knows? I might potentially decide to do one tomorrow, but I would not count on it for sure. I'm going to try to do a couple other videos though. Thought about a couple YouTube shorts. Or maybe just recording a couple coasters like I've done in the past and uploading them as standalone videos. But, oof, yeah. T3 sucks! No, I never. Tortigan Tales, have a great evening. Thanks so much for hanging out. Appreciate you. Alright folks, that's gonna do it here. Thank you all so much again for hanging out. Looked at some really fantastic creations tonight. Got a whole bunch of them. So with that, all out of the way, I'm gonna go ahead and end the stream here. Thank you all again for hanging out. Hope you enjoyed it. Hope to catch you on the next one, whenever that's gonna be. And as always, until then, take care, stay safe, and we'll see ya.